Victoria and welcome back to my channel. Just a few quick updates for you. I have a background, kind of, I don't know. You know that there's like a little drapery at the bottom of the bed sometimes that covers up what's underneath? There's like a big gap. I don't know, Lunchbox ripped that off and I decided to use it for this because this light shaded pink is one of my favorite colors and it'll just go really well for centering my face and not having like this weird tan gray background in my last video. Also, I tried Space Bones for the first time and it came out terribly, but it's okay because my hair is away from my face and that's really all that matters because we're doing makeup. We're not focusing on hair. So recently I have been trying to put a lot of my effort into starting up my makeup tutorials and videos on my YouTube channel because it is something that I want to dedicate a lot of my time to. And the hardest part I've realized about being a YouTuber is making up ideas, new original ideas, because almost everything has been done before. I mean, YouTube is not brand new and there are millions of YouTubers and it's difficult, man. However, I was scrolling through YouTube just because I'm always on YouTube. I came across my favorite childhood TV show and it was kind of like the best moments of each character or whatever, and it was actually victorious. And so they were going along with Tori's best moments and like Robbie's best moments, and then we came across Jade. And Jade is what a character. She is talented, she is feisty, and she's kind of angsty. But she is a character that has really given me so many memories from this show. And if you're a 2000 baby, you either at one point wanted to be her or had a crush on her. Maybe both. Jade was just this like initial goth girl or scene girl vibe or aesthetic that we've seen. I mean, she had like the dark hair, the dyed purple at the ends, and her makeup was bold and sharp and dark and gave her this kind of bitch face look, but it was something we all really liked. I feel like her makeup gave her this kind of dark, mysterious, cryptic persona or personality that we all came to love. So I thought she would be the perfect character to recreate the makeup look. And Jade's makeup is definitely not something that I am used to. I'm used to like bubbly, bright makeup, lots of glitter. So let's get to it. What I've noticed with Jade's brows is that they don't really look natural at all. And in the early episodes, she had very thin, like 90s, 2000s brows, but we're gonna go onto like the newer-ish episodes where they were still very bold and kind of high arched, but they were completely filled in, kind of blocky, and her brows were a lot closer together. So let's start shaping. So I think that's roughly the shape that I'm going to stick with, but I'm going to sharpen it up a little with some concealer. The concealer we're going to be using today is the CoverGirl Clean Matte Concealer in Light Pale. The reason we're using this concealer is because she's very, very pale in general, and this is usually what I use in my winter makeup. So I thought this would be perfect because we have to take the color out of her face. We're going for a gothic look. Alright, so we have Jade's brow. Isn't she pretty? It's definitely more closed in and closer towards the other brow. It's like reaching out to the other brow. So I'm going to do the other one off camera and I'll be right back. So we have Jade's arched brows, and now it's time to go into the best part, which is shadow. Jade uses a lot of brown and neutral tones actually, but they're just very, very dark. I think I'm gonna go in with a lot of browns and then transition to more of a burgundy color. And then on the lid, we're gonna do purple because she always has this pop of color, whether it be green, purple, or pink. All right, so let's go into the Too Faced Then and Now palette, and let's go into Gretchen, which is this light brown here. We're just gonna sweep it into the creases like this. And I also noticed that Jade actually has very almond-shaped eyes. So instead of going upwards and blending up to the brow, we're gonna blend outwards to give that almond-shaped look and just enhance that. Now that we have this on the lids, I want to go into our transition shade, which is another brown tone. We're going to go into the Morphe 35F palette here and try this cool toned brown right here, and blending this deeper into the crease.
I had to get away.
Now that we have this deeper shade on, let's go back into the Too Faced palette, and we're going to actually dip into I Can't Even, which is this burgundy matte tone right here. And this will start bringing a little bit of color to the look. We're drifting away from the browns and stepping into like the purplish range. For this, just pack it in one place into the crease right here. Take a clean brush and now blend it out, but ever so lightly. Don't drift too far away from where you packed it on. Pack it on again, and then blend out again. this, take a flat brush and dip it into Gigi right here, which is a light purple. We're gonna place that on the lid there. No cut crease, it's really just a little flash of purple. Whenever you blink or close your eyes, you'll really see it. Yelling, bro. People are doing like maintenance outside because it's summer and all the students are gonna come into the apartments. They're so... And finally, for the rest of the eyeshadow, we're going to go back into the Morphe palette to the lightest shade, which is this highlight color right here. And we're gonna put that just below the eyebrow to make it a little flashier. So the reason I chose such a light highlight color is because we're going to be going in with a foundation that is a lot lighter than my skin tone. For the eyeliner, Jade does have an eyeliner, but she never really uses liquid or gel. It always is powder, and you can tell because she blends it out and buffs it out, and it's just a little bit of a wing. And then on the bottom lash line, she just has a straight across black liner. It's not something I really do because black liner makes your eyes appear small, but she has these bright blue-green eyes, and it works really well to make them bold and gives her this intense look. So we're gonna go into the deepest black of this Morphe palette. And I'm taking a liner brush, and we're just going to put that on the lid there. This eyeliner came out well. It definitely is very bold and eccentric, but let's put on lashes and let's put on mascara and get to the next step. All right, we have lashes on, we have mascara on, and now it's time to do foundation. And this is going to make me cringe just a little bit. But I'm actually gonna be using my winter foundation, which is like the lightest color out there, because Jade is very, very pale. And actually, I'm not gonna be using bronzer on my face either, because we don't wanna give her that warmth. She purposely has cold makeup because she's supposed to have a cold personality. So let's go into Maybelline Super Stay Foundation in 112 Natural Ivory. It's gonna be so pale. It's gonna be so pale. All right, and with that, let's go back into some concealer. Just a little bit, we don't need too much actually. This is really heavy coverage foundation, so just a little bit here. And with that, we're moving into contour, because even though we're not using any bronzer to bring out any color, she does have a lot of sharp points. Her nose is very sharp, she has very strong cheekbones, and her jaw is sharp as well. So we're going to be using the Profusion Contour Palette, and open this up, and we're going to be using the coolest tone here, which as you can tell I use a lot. It's hit the pan. Let's take an angled brush, dip into here lightly, and make these contours. Then I'm going to use a smaller angle brush, and we're going to dip into the same tone. Jade also uses blush, and it's actually very noticeable. It's right above her contour, and it's this deep, dark cherry red. So I'd like to go into this Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio into Velvet, which is this darkest shade here, and lightly brush that on just above the contour. Okay, awesome. And I zoomed out a little bit because I don't want to be, in your face, but this looks awesome. I got a little bit of contour going on. I honestly like the blush. I think it's more mature looking than when I put it on the apples of my cheeks. So maybe I'll try this, in my daily looks. Who knows? So let's go into baking. I have my Airspun powder right here. I use this every single day. This is the translucent extra coverage, so I need to get more. I'm running out. So just take some, put it underneath your eyes. And just a little bit on the forehead so we don't get super shiny. And then we just let this sit for 10 to 15 minutes. Go take a break, go do something, get a snack, and I'll be right back. We have been baking for a little while now, so we can brush this off with a fluffy brush. I'm using a blush brush because it's super soft, but you can use whatever. I like just blending it into, or like fluffing it out, but also blending it into where else I had liquids. I'm going to be using CoverGirl True Blend Highlighter. It's just a drugstore product, so it's super cheap. And we're going to go into this middle shade here. Yes, okay, we love that. We love that. Just a little bit on the nose because Jade does have a really sharp nose. Take a more refined brush, and I like putting some highlight on the inner corner of my eyes. Makes a really big difference. Even though it's just one little place, makes a very big difference. And finally, the final step. So Jade, even though she loves very dark colors, she sometimes does like a bold red lip, and I think even blue. But the majority of the time, she has a pretty neutral lip. She often does gloss, but most of the time, there's not really much there. So I thought this Buxom Plumping Gloss would work really well. This is in the shade Flushed, and even though it looks extremely dark, I'll show you there. It's very, very dark, but when you put it on, it gives a little color to the lips, but it'll keep the attention to the eyes, which is what we want. So that is it. This is how Jade does her makeup. I hope you like this so much. And if you're 2000 baby, put it in the comments below. What was your favorite character? Because Jade was mine. She'll always have a place in my heart. And I am so glad to have these memories from Victorious and a bunch of other Nickelodeon shows. It just is always going to be a part of me. Don't forget to leave a big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. And I'll see y'all in the next video.